Hello, I'm back with another taste challenge. Got a lot coming out this month. This is 10 High Sour Mash Bourbon with natural flavors. This is like the Mark IV version. I'm saying Mark IV because when it was introduced in 1934, there was a 10 High. There was the 10 High 86 proof sour mash bourbon whiskey. Then I think it was dropped to 80 proof. That would be the Mark II. Maybe the Mark, it might have been the second version of Mark I, right? But whatever case, then it went in 2009 after the Sazerac buyout. It went to a bourbon, a blended bourbon, and then for the last 4 years, 3 or 4 years, it's been bourbon whiskey with natural flavors. Okay, so there's been 3 iterations of it. The first was in 2 subsections, however you want to construct that timeline. This is 10 High. It's got this like very fine grained sandpaper finish on the label. It doesn't have a handle on the back. It's called a handle bottle because it's big, and they usually have like a handle, actual handle or an indentation, but this doesn't have that. You got to be careful when you carry it. Plastic. The regular bottles are glass, the 750s and the liters. I guess the little mini bottles are plastic, you know, the 50s, the 100, the 200 milliliters, 375s, plastic. All right, anyway, it says Sazerac.com on the side, but if you look on the website, they don't show anything about it. It says this bottled by Barton Distilling Company, but they're owned by Sazerac, all right? So it's one of their really inexpensive products. $14.99 for this handle for this big bottle. Oh well, nobody made me buy it. You know, it's aged at least 4 years. Sour mash bourbon whiskey with natural flavors. Here is a pretty bottle. This is a pretty glass molded bottle. It's Larceny Small Batch, 92 proof. Still got some left. This is what they call a wheated bourbon. The second ingredient is wheat. Well, yeah, it's 51% corn or higher, so it's at least 51% corn. But the second ingredient is wheat. So they call this a wheated bourbon, like Weller, to say it makes it softer and so forth. It's only been on the market for 11 years, okay? So it's not really an old product. 11 years. Now, if you just started legally drinking at age 21, you say, well, it came out when I was 10. Okay, it came out when you were 10. Okay. So, but it's a newer product. No, I mean, and it comes with a real cork, and it runs $26. I saw the price yesterday, and I was looking at that store. I say, $25.99. So $26 still today. Real cork, a real chunk of cork. But my friend David found this at Bromart. I think they had it on discount. Bromart, Breaux. $13. So he bought me a bottle as a gift, and it was a great gift, you know. Okay, that should be just a perfect amount. Perfect amount. A little spillage there, but we'll clean that up. I'm going to get a wet towel. Do that right now. All right, so larceny. It's all about theft. Well, it's sort of a legend with the Fitzgerald Company. So it's like kind of a legend. It's sort of like the legend is probably not as true as the reality, you know, like some revenue agent stealing the liquor, larceny. But actually, legends reflect reality because there's a recent 2023 scandal in Oregon. I don't know about Portland, but Oregon, where these liquor regulatory officials all had to resign. and they're going to face prosecution for using their influence to procure a very expensive Pappy Van Winkle. I mean, the best of it. And they were saying, I didn't use my position to get it. And then some of them admitted, well, maybe I used my position to get it, but I paid for it. And now they're investigating, did they really pay for it? Or were they given that stuff by the distributor as a juice to help them out? So I don't know. It's a big scandal. And they got people left and right going down for the count over that. Now, this taste challenge here is a joke because there's no way that a 80 proof bourbon with natural flavors is going to compete with a 92 wheated bourbon with no, a straight bourbon. So we're just doing it because I'm going through the process. This is going to go fast. Why do I buy so much cheap liquor? Because it's cheap. Is the spout on that bottle large enough to toss in pennies? Yeah. Okay. So let's go. Piggy bank. I don't know who has a piggy bank. Smells kind of ordinary. Smells even less ordinary. All right. I mean, even more ordinary. So it's like bland and even blander. Whoops. Taste. Rich, full-bodied, has character, has vanilla, has oak, has dried fruitcake fruit, has the wheat softness. It has a lot of charred oak. This is the real deal. You should pay the $26 to buy it, even though I got it for $13 and I didn't actually pay for it because it was given to me, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a built-in pourer. But you can remove the thing. Works nice though. There's not bad flavors here. It's a hard. You think, it's cheap, so you can run through it. It is that way, but it's a little hard because 10 high. It appears that I'm saying, oh, it's terrible. It cannot compete. It can't compete, really. Okay, that's the truth. But to say it's terrible is not really true. You say, oh, you scored it an 80, and 80 is not so low. It's not so low. A B- is not so low. But relative to other bourbon whiskeys on the market, it is very low. Because usually you could just go into a liquor store and take one of those little toy arrows and throw it so you wouldn't damage anything. And wherever it hits is going to be at least in the 90s. Just average run-of-the-mill bourbon scoring in the 90s. So when you're coming in at B- 80, hey, that's a big drop. So $14.99 a handle, it's okay. I wouldn't recommend it. But if you insist, you say, oh, no, I want to try it. You've been talking about this for days. Okay, $14.99, buy it. It's no big loss. But if you see the regular size bottle for $7, you might want to buy that. Because then you're just not stuck with so much. But it's not an unpleasant thing. Let's say you're stuck with it. You're still not really stuck with it. You're just going to taste sugar water, vanilla flavored sugar water. Okay. And it's 40 proof. So, I mean, it's not going to be like something you got to just choke it down. It's nothing like that. I've had many of those beers. Oh, golly. Ding, ding, ding. So, but it's nothing like that. It just doesn't measure up to your run-of-the-mill average American bourbon whiskeys, which almost invariably score in the 90s. Maybe at the lower end of the 90s, but in the 90s, in the excellent to most excellent to even outstanding range. And we're not talking about a lot of money put down for that. Larceny. Oh, it's got everything going for it. everything. It's in the mid to high 90s. I wouldn't say high, well, maybe not high 90s, but at least 96, 95, 96. It's got everything going for it. I saw it at Mathern's yesterday, $25.99. But that would be the same price at Walmart, Total Wine, and so forth. Buy it. You're going to love it. I never got any money from Heaven Hill for doing this video, but if they want to send it, okay. But you know what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, it's that good on its own. It's great. Yes. Larceny, you are a winner. It's a beautiful bottle. It would be better if it was brown, but clear. They like to show the liquor. Brown protects it from the light. But oh, it's dynamite. Dynamite. Heaven Hill puts out so many good products. Now, did they put out some really lowbrow, lowbrow, you know, below the bottom shelf products? Oh, do they? They surely do. But on the other, and so does Sazerac. But on the other hand, they put out a lot of really fine products. All right, let's close it out with this thing. Huh? It's funny. It's really funny. It's like Karen said in 1990 with the helicopter. It's funny. It's funny. You know, it is funny. You want to see helicopters? Ooh, you know, but it's. I mean, it's doable, but you say, well, why would I want to do it? Yeah, right. So that's the whole fact of the matter. So do I hate it? No, if I hate it, I wouldn't have scored it an 80. Certainly wouldn't have scored it 80. I said it's marginally good. But like I say, that's a very wide gap between most of your bourbons, which are excellent to most excellent to outstanding. And then here's this old lonely thing over here being marginally good at 80. Do they have others like this that exist? Yeah, probably. Have I had them? I don't really recall that. I can't think of any others that are similar to this. Oh, yeah. Royal from Heaven Hill. Bourbon whiskey with natural flavors. Kentucky bourbon whiskey, not just bourbon, it's Kentucky bourbon whiskey with natural flavors. Royal, well, yeah, Royal's got a little bit more going for it. I didn't say a lot more, a little bit better. So I bought Royal for $7.99. I'm glad I did at Ralston Liquors. I will go back to Ralston Liquors next time I go to Texas, Houston, Texas. Yeah, I got to pass by that place. And I bought those rums, that gold and silver Calypso. You wouldn't believe the price if I told you. You'd think I was making it up, but I'm not. But Calypso, and people told me, oh yeah, I heard about Calypso. I know, or they will say, I know about Calypso. Oh yes, and so forth and all. But I'm sure it's very minimally quality, but you know, it's there, it exists. But Larceny, that's the real thing you want to find. I would say yes. Larceny is something you want to put on your to buy list. Like say, yeah, I really want to buy this. And I'm going to enjoy every sip. It's that kind of product. I'm going to buy it, enjoy every sip, and then when it's gone, you say, oh man, I wish I had some more, but I'm going to move on to some other stuff. Old Fitzgerald Distillery, yeah, it's really Heaven Hill Distillery, but we'll play along. But that's definitely a winner. Like I say, 10 high, yeah. Anyway. Rasmussen Imperial Stout. It's not a lot of sun. Somebody's asking about sun. Phil, it's cloudy actually. Good morning to you, Mr. R. It's actually still morning here. The Rasmussen Imperial Stout for the first time. Yeah, I've never heard of Rasmussen Imperial Stout. So anyway, That's it. It was the expected outcome. What we expected happened because there was really no other chance that anything else would happen. Fredericksburg, Virginia. I've been there, stayed there at a hotel once, motel, hotel, Holiday Inn. No, I stayed there once. Other taste challenges. I guess Bellows might be closer, but still Bellows is going to win. Dickel, Cascade Hollow, Dickel, Superior 12. I said that before. They're kind of weird tasting, so I don't think they're too good. So they might fail, but they're still probably going to, even with their weird Flintstone vitamin flavor, they're probably going to still win, you know, but it wouldn't be by such a wide margin. Yeah, there's a few others to close it out, and then thankfully we'll be on to the brandy, the French brandy, the 3 barrels, but in the United States it's sold as Reynal because the company's called Reynal, but they make a product called 3 barrels, but there's probably some trademark issues. So in the United States they call it Reynal. So Sunny Thursday, says Chris Stein. Chris Stern. Do I refrain from eating meat on Fridays during Lent? Yes. I got some tuna fish on croissants for tomorrow. You ran into a hobo who saw a giant up north. Yeah, well, they see things, you know. E&J Apple review. Yeah, possibly. Be many years from now, though, because I've got the Jim Beam Peach. I got the Jägermeister Scharf, the hot ginger. And the 7 Crown Seagram 7 Crown Apple. I've got the peanut butter whiskey that my friend David gave me. I can't remember the name. I can't. It's a famous one. It's not Screwball. It's whatever. But yeah, so that's one I really need to do. He gave it to me for a gift, so to neglect it would be an insult, you know. So I need to do that. Yeah. So yeah, E&J Apple. Let's say in about 5 years we'll try to get to it. I think we can get to that. All right. Well, thanks to most of the people who are watching for watching. Peanut butter whiskey. That sounds awesome. It is. They use real peanut butter in it. They filter it out. Add caramel to make it look darker. Yeah, you know, that kind of thing. All right. So bye-bye, everybody.